Today, we're diving into a vision that has echoed through millennia, the prophecy of Isaiah. And let me tell you, it is both a blistering takedown of a society on the edge and this incredible promise of a world totally remade. So let's jump right in. Right away, the prophecy kicks off on this cosmic scale. Isaiah isn't just talking to a few people, he's calling the heavens and the earth to be his witnesses. This tells you right from the get-go that this isn't some small local issue. The stakes here are, well, they're universal.
Now, before Isaiah gives us any kind of vision for the future, he first steps into the role of a doctor, and he delivers a brutally honest diagnosis. He looks at his nation and he doesn't see a powerful kingdom. No, he sees a patient that is seriously, critically ill.
And believe me, this isn't just some poetic language. It's a visceral, graphic image of a society that's just rotting from the inside out. What Isaiah is saying is that these wounds are self-inflicted. The sickness is systemic. It has infected every single part of the national body, from the leaders at the very top all the way down.
So, what are the specific symptoms of this disease? Well, Isaiah lays them out, plain and simple. First, it starts at the top, with corrupt leaders who are just chasing profits and protecting their criminal friends instead of the people. And that rot, it just trickles down into blatant social injustice, where the most vulnerable, the widows, the orphans, they're completely defenseless. And underneath it all, a deep, deep hypocrisy. All these religious rituals on the outside, but they're masking hands that are, in his words, full of blood. The core sickness is just a complete moral breakdown.
To really drive this point home, Isaiah uses another really powerful image, the parable of the vine garden. So picture this. A caretaker does everything perfectly. He clears the land, he plants the absolute best vines, builds a watchtower to protect it. He's invested everything. And after all that work, he's expecting this amazing harvest of sweet grapes, right? But instead, all he gets are these sour, wild, useless ones. What a heartbreaking metaphor for squandered potential.
And this just perfectly captures that tragic gap between what was expected and what actually happened. The caretaker was looking for a just society, for upright judging. What he found instead was blood. He hoped for righteousness, but all he heard were the cries of the oppressed. It's just this brutal gut punch of a contrast.
Okay, so if the diagnosis is a society sick with corruption, what's the prognosis? Well, the outlook is bleak. Isaiah foretells this coming judgment, but it's not some random punishment. He sees it as the natural, totally inevitable consequence of the nation's own actions. The prophet then asks this absolutely haunting question. It's like you can hear him pleading, "Why do you keep doing this to yourselves? Why do you keep choosing this path that only leads to ruin?" There's this heavy sense of tragic inevitability. The people are, in a way, choosing their own destruction. And that destruction, he says, it begins with the land itself. The very source of their life, their wealth, their country is laid waste. The foundation of their whole society just crumbles. Then, from the countryside, the ruins spreads to the cities. The towns, the symbols of their civilization and their security, are completely consumed by fire. Suddenly, there's nowhere left to hide. And here it is, the final outcome. A nation that has become so weak from its own internal sickness becomes easy prey for foreign armies. Their own moral decay leads directly to their political downfall. Now, this is really important. This isn't just some random disaster. Isaiah calls it the day of the Lord, and it has a very specific target. It's not just aimed at enemies, it's aimed at human pride. It's a reckoning for anyone who is high and lifted up, for everyone who puts their own ambition above everything else.
This quote really captures the heart of the judgment. Think of it like a great leveling event. All the towers of human arrogance, every symbol of unchecked power and wealth, it's all going to be brought low. In the end, Isaiah says human pride is going to be humbled.
And this is so important. Even in this incredibly dark prognosis, Isaiah offers a way forward. After the diagnosis of sickness and the warning of judgment, he provides a clear prescription for healing. The story doesn't end here.
And the prescription for healing is surprisingly practical. It's not about more religious rituals or just going through the motions. It is about real, concrete action. It starts with a simple command: just stop doing evil. But that's only step one. The next steps are to actively learn to do good, to seek justice, to defend the vulnerable. It's a total pivot away from empty ceremony toward active living ethics. And if they do this, the promise that comes with this change is, well, it's just incredible. Sins that seem as permanent as a crimson bloodstain, Isaiah says, can be washed completely clean
becoming as white as pure snow. That is a powerful, powerful promise of total transformation and a real chance at a fresh start. So, this is where it all leads. After the judgment, after the healing, what does this restored world actually look like? Isaiah gives us this absolutely jaw-dropping vision.
This is probably Isaiah's most famous image, and for good reason. It's a vision of radical disarmament, of a complete societal transformation. The very metal used to make swords and spears, weapons of death, is literally reforged into tools for farming and life. It's not just a ceasefire. He says the very memory and knowledge of war will be gone forever. It's like it's being erased from humanity's hard drive.
And this peace, it's not just for people, it spills out into the entire natural world. The fundamental laws of predator and prey are just suspended. A perfect, innocent harmony is restored to all of creation, a harmony so pure that a little child can lead the most fearsome animals.
So what's the foundation for all this universal peace? This final, breathtaking image gives us the answer. The world is transformed because it is completely saturated with a kind of divine wisdom and knowledge, as totally and completely as the oceans are filled with water. It's a global shift in consciousness that makes everything else possible.
Which brings us to our final thought. I mean, this vision is thousands of years old, yet its warnings against corruption and injustice, and its profound hope for a world truly at peace, they feel as urgent as ever. So that leaves us with a real question, doesn't it? What is it about this ancient message of ruin and restoration that makes it still speak so powerfully to us today?